The federal government has expressed readiness to implement and enforce minimum standard for senior secondary education in Nigeria. The Minister of Education, Prof.Tahir, made this known at a 3-day workshop to validate a draft national minimum standard developed by the National Senior Secondary Education Commission in Abuja. Professor Mamman revealed that the draft document will specify the standard and benchmark in various thematic areas in the nation's senior secondary education subsector.
There are still some issues outstanding anyway, but this agency is supposed to draw, I think, 2% from the consolidated fund of the federal government, like you beg. But this provision is yet to be invoked. I will hope sooner than later we are going to have it so that there will be sufficient liquidity to push for infrastructural and other developments in the senior secondary school.
In his remarks, the Executive Secretary, National Senior Secondary Education Commission, Iyela Ajayi, commended the federal government for the support to the NSSEC, especially in the discharge of its mandate, saying the Commission has successfully initiated a national policy on senior secondary education, including its implementation guidelines.
First time in the history of senior secondary education, the Commission developed a national policy on senior secondary education. That policy was nothing other than a comprehensive policy framework that set out guidelines and procedures for actualizing the mandates of the Commission.
Other speakers at the conference took turns to add their voices to call for strict implementation of the policy.
By the time we get back to our various states, particularly Imo, we will take this message home when we get back. The secondary school, which seems to be in a coma when you talk about documents with which it can function, will now be very much alive and function effectively.
We collectively are pulling our weight and adding value in areas we ought to, not just to get ourselves out of where we currently find ourselves, but to reposition our nation, reposition the continent in quest for, better life for the average citizen. And education plays a key role in that.
The 3-day workshop organized by the National Senior Secondary Education Commission was attended by key stakeholders on the national education sector. CNN News.